Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are finishing up the master bathroom makeover. We're going to do some thrift flips and some upcycling, as well as finishing up the vanity. So I went back and forth on what I wanted to do for the vanity, and I decided what color I wanted to paint it, realized I don't have enough chalk paint for that. So I did a search for fusion paint resellers in my area. There is one at the antique mall right down the street, which is awesome. So I am here right now. We're going to go inside, grab the paint, and then we're going to get these makeovers done. Okay, we are back home. I finally picked a color. I went with cast iron. It is a black, but it does have a little bit of gray in it, I think. It's not a super stark black, which, if you know, most of the time when I'm painting furniture black, I tend to go with, I guess, like the warmer blacks and not like a true black. So I decided on cast iron. Now, I've used fusion paint I think only one other time on a furniture flip when I did have my booth space, and I really did like the product. So we're gonna try it in the bathroom and see how it works. The vanity in my guest bathroom, I painted, probably 2.5 years ago, and I used Dixie Belle chalk paint, and I sealed it with polyacrylic, and it has held up perfectly fine. I love that vanity color. I will show a clip of what that one looks like. I never did a video on it. And I really did like that color, and I thought about doing it in here, but our master bedroom has the green board and batten, and so I didn't want it to clash or try and compete. I just wanted it to complement. So the green accents that I have in the bathroom already with the towels and the floor mats will complement that space, and then the black just goes with pretty much everything anyways. So I have already cleaned this with just like a degreaser, and I am going to scuff sand this piece before I apply the paint. I'm not sure if that is needed. I mean, I know that this is like a 2-in-1. And the other thing that I'm going to do, so these cabinets, one thing I'll say, and I cannot remember if I said it in the last video, my husband, he is a woodworker and a custom cabinetry maker. So he is going to be redoing this vanity hopefully sometime this year, fingers crossed, and we're going to be getting a new countertop. So I am going to just kind of have fun with this one. This vanity here is really cheap. I mean, this isn't real wood. I mean, part of the veneer or whatever is peeling up on the underside of parts of the drawers. So it is what it is. I'm not going to do any repairs because this will eventually be fixed. So I am going to, like I said, take these off. I'm going to scuff sand everything because I do want to paint the inside of the doors, and just to make sure I have a nice clean paint job. It's just going to be easier to take them off, and there's really not that many. So these are stationary, they're not coming off. And then we are going to get ready to paint. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention. The reason why I was torn on what color to do in the first place for this vanity, this countertop, you may have seen it in clips from last week's video, but you'll see it better in this one as well. This is a very yellow countertop. It is original to the house, and it's horrible. It's so bad, which is why we will also be replacing it when we redo the vanity. So when I did the green in the bathroom, guest bathroom, it really brought out more of the yellow undertone of that countertop. So that's why I was like, do I want to paint it? I'm not sure what color I want to paint this one. But you know what? Again, we're gonna just have fun, and it is what it is, because no matter what color I do, you're gonna tell that this is kind of yellow. So let's just have fun, and we're gonna make this space amazing. So I ended up doing 3 coats of paint on the cabinets yesterday and let them dry overnight. I am going to be doing the hardware now so that I can get them spray painted and let them dry fully before I add them back to the counters or to the vanity. I really love this color. Now I will admit, like I said yesterday, it does still bring out some of the yellow in the countertop, which was to be expected, but the color is awesome and it looks darker during the day, and then at night it definitely has more of like the dark gray undertone that comes through. It's really, really pretty, and it complements the space and the walls really well. So both my husband and I are very happy with this color choice that we did. So I was reading up on the Fusion paint a little bit, and it says it takes about 21 days to fully cure because of the top coat. I think it said it had some resin in it. So I'm going to be very, very careful with these for the next couple weeks, just to make sure that there aren't any nicks, and if anything does happen, I'll just touch it up. So I'm going to do the hardware now. I am spray painting it so that I can give it a refresh. And that way I also don't have to spend any extra money on this project. Maybe down the road we'll get different hardware, but for now I'm just going to spray paint the existing hardware that we have and just freshen it up. So once that is done, then we're going to do the thrift flips and upcycles of a couple items so that we can add some decor to this space, and then this project is done. This first makeover is super easy. I have had this picture for, well, actually, it's my husband's picture. It's a map of the lake that his family has a lake house at, so it is very special to our family. And a while ago, I had painted the frame white to go with the gray bathroom. Now that I have repainted the bathroom, I would like to repaint the frame so that it goes better with our new colors. So this is a great, easy way to just upcycle something that you already have in your home. You love the, the picture. Maybe the frame is okay. It just needs, a paint job to transform it. And that's exactly what this project is. I left the map in there, and you can see I'm just using an envelope to go between the frame and the glass so I can paint the side, like the inner portion. A super easy way to do this project. I did 2 coats of the chalk paint, and once it thoroughly dried, then I sealed it with black wax, and that just really not only protected the chalk paint and sealed it in, but it enhanced that deep black color, and it goes really well with all of the other black accents that are in our bathroom. This was a fun upcycle. So this is a glass light fixture, and I thrifted it a while ago. I've had it set aside, and when I was at Hobby Lobby, I came across this floral decor piece in a vase, and I really liked it, and I wanted to see if I could recreate it. So I'm going to spray paint this glass fixture first so that I can apply the chalk paint to it, and there won't be any issues with the chalk paint, pulling away from the glass. So I am just going to apply 1 coat of chalk paint onto this spray painted glass piece, and I'm going to let that dry before I move on to the next step. To get that effect that the vase had from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to apply flour to it. So I am just doing a thin layer, kind of like almost like a dry brush of the chalk paint onto, I'm going to just call this a vase from now on, since that's what I'm turning it into. So onto this vase, and from there I'm going to apply flour using a chip brush. So this was my first time doing this. I was kind of winging it, and then I just had fun with it. So I started by applying the flour with this chip brush, by sprinkling it on, and then I just started dabbing the flour right into this piece. So I was kind of trying to go in random areas, but at the same time try to remember my inspiration picture, and I focused more towards the top of this piece and less at the bottom. So I did this until I was happy with how it looked, and then I used the chip brush to basically brush off the excess flour, and then by doing that, it also pushed the flour into the wet paint, and it gave this really nice dusty effect on it. I really like how this turned out. I did not end up sealing this. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not, but you could probably just use clear wax to seal it if you want. We're now going to decorate the bathroom, and this piece is going on my husband's side. So again, I'm using this as a vase, and the eucalyptus stems here I have had for years. I got them on Amazon, and to keep them kind of like straight up like the inspiration piece was, I actually had this wine, actually it's a champagne cork, and I just stuck the stems in it and placed it right into the vase there, and this looks very similar to the inspiration picture. I am so happy with how this turned out. Now for my side, I shopped my house, and I had this really beautiful pottery piece I either thrifted or got from an estate sale a couple years ago, and I also already had these stems I grabbed from Hobby Lobby. I think it was in the fall time, probably 2 seasons ago, and I am just going to place them in here and keep them on my shelf. I love the warmth that the brown and the floral brings to the space. Okay, now we're going to finish up the decorating. So these items are either items from my booth, which I shared a couple videos ago, or items from within my home. I shopped my home, so I did not have to buy any extra decor. We're going to be styling the floating shelf in this area, as well as the floating shelves that are in our toilet room. So the lanterns came from my booth. This glass ball jar I've had for a very long time, and the seashells are actually from the Florida beaches. So I really like having that in our bathroom. I made this sign probably 4 or 5 years ago when I first got my Cricut machine, and I also am incorporating some real plants into our bathroom because we have such beautiful natural light. And the fern that I am right by here, that is actually a fake plant, but that's going in our toilet room where there is no light. So now we're going to decorate those two spaces. I hope everyone enjoyed today's video, and I will leave the link to the video from part 1 from a couple weeks ago in case you missed that. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you all in my next video. I plan to be doing a couple thrift flips and DIY projects coming up, so definitely stay tuned and hit the subscribe button if you are interested. All right, everybody. Bye.